What's up, everybody? My name is Wraith Paradox. I've been playing Torn since 2019. Though I started in 2019, unfortunately, I forgot the game existed, and I recently came back October of 2023. Now, of course, the guide that we're going to be talking about today is going to be covering over the basic and bare necessities and also how to properly go about with trading. There are a couple requirements, however, so we're going to get to those first. These requirements are very easy, very simple, though can be quite confusing sometimes depending on if you understand how to get there. I know what it's like being a newer player who came into the game without any help, not knowing anything whatsoever when it came to making money, how to do crime, how to maximize gains potential in the gym, all that sort of thing. So today I'm going to be telling you how to, I guess, do trading properly. There's some other things I'll cover in this video as well, considering that the trading world, in a sense, is kind of gate kept, or there's not necessarily a completion of information that is going around. There is information, yes, but there's bits and pieces of it, and there are some of that conglomerate whole that does not necessarily talk about some of the things that I'll be talking about today. However, everything today that I'll be talking about is of my own opinion. If you don't agree with me, that's great. Please pop down in the comments below, put your reasoning. I love feedback. Feedback's great. Maybe someone might learn something. Maybe I might learn something. I'm always open to learning new things, especially when it comes to this amazing game that we play. So first things first, we're going to go through the essentials in order for you to even get started doing trading. I always, especially newer players, will tell you get to level 15. Getting to level 15 is by far the most important thing that you could possibly do as a new player. Getting level 15 will unlock a myriad of different things. Level 3, you'll be able to join a player company. I currently run one. Level 10, you'll be able to own one and run one. I don't recommend it. Also, by going through your levels, you'll be getting merits because you'll be doing crimes, attacking people. You'll be getting kill streaks, things like that. And if you marry real early like I did, you get your time, net worth. It's that accumulation of those merits that you want that you'll be putting into your education merit reduction, as you should. Once you hit level 15, you're going to be unlock something called the travel agency. Now, at first, your travel agency is going to look something like this. It's going to be standard. Standard is the normal travel agency that everybody gets starting out. It's going to cost money to fly somewhere as well, be a bit slower. Eventually, as a level 15, you're going to be flying standard for a little bit. I would then recommend that you go ahead and grab yourself a handy dandy PI here. I currently own mine from this gentleman here. Absolute banger. I've held this one for a while. The PI will give you a myriad of things, but the biggest one that we're looking for is the airstrip. With the airstrip, you'll be able to fly in the travel agency using the private jet, or not the private jet, sorry, the landing strip. Basically, your own personal little chauffeur that allows you to fly to different countries and things like that. So as you can see, if we look at Mexico, Mexico's 18 minutes and I'm not charged. Whereas if I fly to Mexico standard, it's 26 minutes and I pay 6,500. Now, why does this matter? Flying matters because you can do a myriad of things. Primarily, is going to be your main source of income as a newer player. That primary source of income is going to be plushies. These right here, these little doodads, as well as flowers. So your cherry blossoms, your peony, line plushies, all those things, right? Now every single place pretty much has their own version of a plushie or their version of a flower. Uh, Now, as you can see, obviously there seems to be more profit per item, profit per minute, depending on what it is you're buying. This is good to know too. Yes, if, however, you have the capital to do said thing. Like for example, I could do flexible body armor. However, would it necessarily be good? Not necessarily. That's another thing to note when it comes to agencies or at least your travel. As a standard, your travel will be limited to, I believe, I think either one item. I could be wrong. I think it's five actually. It's been so long. Now you can increase this through an item, and this is actually an item that I currently own. It's actually not a booster; it's an enhancer. Large suitcase. These are things that you can buy here on the market. There's also a place you can buy at the current time of recording. I don't necessarily remember off the top of my head. However, you can get this, which increases your travel capacity to +4. There's also a medium and a smaller suitcase, which do the same exact thing but give you less capacity. The next best part about having your own airship is that it increases your capacity. So right now, I'm able to fly, let's say, to Argentina and pick up 29 items and then fly back because you have a carry capacity. Now, this carry capacity is also increased by your faction. If you have a faction that allows you to do, those things, Um, now, the next great thing again with flying is there's certain facilities in certain places. The most, at least, important one I think for anybody, especially people who are training crazy, will be Switzerland. Switzerland is the rehab area. Basically, you'll bring money there when your little brain icon pops up here, and it'll allow you to go to rehab. It'll get back all your happiness. It'll heal you and um, reduce your drug addiction. However, it's also a good place to go if you OD. If you OD on let's say for example, a Xanax. If you OD on a Xanax, you will lose all your happy, all your nerve, all your energy, and most of your health. And you'll be sent to the hospital for 80 minutes. Hopefully, you get a revive. But it is recommended that you go to Switzerland, rehab, um, just so you can get your happy back, because getting happy back is a pain in the butt. However, I do recommend that you don't rehab completely, 100% of the way. Every single day, there is a point in time. I can't remember it off the top of my head. I believe it is 8 TCT or Torn Central Time, which is this little time up here, where it will reduce. No, it's 2. Sorry, it's 2 TCT, where it'll reduce your addiction automatically. So it's basically your natural mitigation of your addiction levels and things like that. Now, I could hammer on why it's a good idea to get your, travel agency a million times over every single day, but we're not here to talk about what's the best way to fly consistently to make a lot of money. There's a lot of guides out there, and I'm sure I'll probably make one on it too eventually in the future. But first, we're going to continue with the reasoning behind it. The reasoning behind why you want to get it if you're someone who wants to get into trading is, again, it's going to be your main money maker for a while, because you need to be able to build up capital. This capital, like say you can buy it for 14K, sell it on the market back here in Torn for 98,000, right? Um, Now the reason why you want that capital is for something called points. Now these points is the next big thing that you're going to want. So you're going to want to save up about 50 to 75 million dollars, um, and just hammer out flying. Fly somewhere, come back, sell. Fly somewhere, come back, sell. Do that consistently for, I don't know, maybe 2, 3 a month. Let's say 2, 3 weeks a month, however long it takes for you to make that money. Of course, do other things, train, use your nerve, constantly do, your crimes. You want your nerve bar to go up by getting more crime experience. Train. You want to use your energy so you're not wasting it. Attack people if that's something you're looking for, or if you're doing missions and things like that. Use your energy, use your nerve, and make sure that if you're gonna fly, that you have no energy or nerve at all stored up in this. Um, Now, another place that you can check if you really want to go in depth or need help getting to level 15 is Baldur's Basic Advice. Absolute banger of a guide. There's a lot of information in here. Um, I could again we could talk about this place and all the little nitty gritty tiny things for eons, but we're not here necessarily to talk about that. We're just here to talk about um, the requirements to trade, right? So you want to get about, again, 50 to 75 million. You want to get that stored up, and then eventually you're going to want to go to your points market. And this is where the big part comes in. You're going to want to buy some points. Now, Wraith, why the hell do I want to buy points? It's pretty easy, actually, why you're going to want to buy points. The reason why you're going to want to buy points, that's the wrong thing. The reason why you want to buy points is because you're going to come here to your points building and you're going to buy some stuff. I personally heavily recommend you buy your stock ticker. I don't remember how much it is. I believe it's 25 points. And if you saw here on the points market, your 25 points, well, you won't be able to necessarily buy 25 points minimum unless someone, puts it up there. But points themselves are 46,450 at the time of this recording. This obviously goes up and down depending on the market. That's something that you can look at if that's something that you're very into, if you want to get into maybe buying points and then selling them, things like that. You can buy your points from here, which you're going to be buying from players. And this is honestly the very reliable spot if you don't want to spend real life money, um, where you would basically be buying donator packs, opening them, or becoming a subscriber, or anything like that. So when you get that 75 to 50 million or 50 to 75 million, you're going to come here and you're going to buy yourself an assortment of points. Now these points are going to go into which I recommend the stock ticker, uh, and then your bazaar. These are the two big things that I recommend that I think that is required in order for you to properly be able to sustain yourself. Now, will people agree with this? No. Some people will not agree with me by saying that you should keep all your money in the stock ticker. I'm somebody who does because of the benefit blocks, of course. Some people would say, oh, it's better to keep it in items, they retain their value. Some people would say, oh, if you have your piggy bank still, I don't. If you have your piggy bank still, put that in there because you only get one, things like that. But this allows you to at least have your money working for you. You have a chance to get benefit blocks if you have that money. So here I have I have a 10% course time reduction. I used to have this one where it would give me a drug pack, but at the moment I currently do not have it. A lot of my money is kind of tied up in items, unfortunately. I haven't been able to liquidate. Wait, excuse me. Um, but you're gonna want to buy your stock ticker. This will allow you to put money and items into here super quick, super fast. Or not items, sorry, money. It's secure. Nobody can take that money from you unless you have it on your person, like how I have this 404,000. The next big one is going to be your bazaar. Now your bazaar is absolutely essential if you want to make any sort of profit. Yes, you can sell on the open market. 100% you can do that, but you lose 3% every single time that you end up selling on the market because of the market fees. On top of that, the I guess I don't necessarily know how to describe it other than showing it. But on the item market, when you have a bazaar, I'll just look at the hammers for example. When you have a bazaar, the bazaars will always pop up at the top first, which typically always have the lower prices, bazaar prices, and then you have your market prices. Now you could technically compete with your bazaars if you sold this hammer that's $50 at $22, right? However, you lose 3% of that money. Whereas, you could sell it for $49 and someone would probably buy it, but most people just buy from bazaars. There are people, however, who do buy from the item market. And that's typically for items that they're looking for that has quality or things like that. I personally just buy everything from a bazaar unless I'm looking for something specific. Um, the bazaar is also a nice place because you can close it. So in the event that you end up um, having an item or something, so like right now mine's closed. Let's say I have these Edelweisses and I don't want to sell them. I can close my bazaar just like I can open it, and it leaves it all there so I don't have to worry about relisting, taking it off, relisting, and so on and so forth. It makes your life a million times easier by allowing to have that flow of control, whether it's being opened or it's closed. And the good thing too is you can add items while it's closed. You can add items while they're closed. Let's say this, for example, this bandana. Confirm. Now it's added and also it's still closed. So I don't have to worry about anybody buy mugging me, which is a big topic which we will talk about here soon. So that is the reason why I personally think that you should always get a bazaar at any point in time, whether you're just selling stuff or well, if you're selling things yourself, I recommend you get a bazaar. If you don't necessarily need one because you sell to a trader like someone like me, then you don't necessarily have to worry about it. Anyways, moving on. After your bazaar and your stock market or your stock ticker, which again is your stock market, are pretty much bought up, you're good to go. You can start trading right here, right now. You can pretty much do whatever you want when it comes to the whole trading sphere, because now you have that ability to one, put things on sale. Two, you have the ability to not worry about people mugging you, or well, actually, that's another topic we got to talk about. People will still mug you. Um, but you have that ability to put something up at your own fruition and not have to worry about it's still in the market, I have to take it down, or you lose that 3%. The next requirement I would recommend that every single person have, if you're going to go down here into education, into biology, is intravenous therapy. Now, this isn't necessarily something that is a need anymore. However, it is still very, very, very important that you get it because blood is very strong, especially for someone who does, for example, like I do, ranked war. Blood reduces your time by, I believe, 120 minutes and gives you about 30% of your health back, as well as if you fill up a blood bag, you'll know what your type is and things like that. So if you look at my items, you see my quick slotted. My A plus is me, B plus is so I can go into the hospital, which is the main reason why I have them. So the reason why you want intravenous therapy is when you open your bazaar here, when you open up this bazaar, what's going to happen is people are going to start buying your items. But as those items come in, you're currently sitting out here on the streets of Torn, twiddling your thumbs, and not necessarily protecting yourself because this still does leave you open to attacks. So this comes down to the idea of, do I want to lose all my damn money? And the answer to that is absolutely not. Without somebody who doesn't have a plunder item or anything like that, you lose 15% of your items or 15% of your money that you currently have on hold. If they have a plunder item or merits put into mugging, you're going to lose a lot more than that. Don't be like me and drop, $20 on some donator packs for the first time. Don't open them, and I put them on the market and I lose basically a whole donator pack because I was dumb. Don't do that. So intravenous therapy is very strong for the very reason that you can go ahead and put yourself into the hospital. Here, I'll show you right now. You see, I use it, boom, now I'm in the hospital. I'm in the hospital for an hour and 30 minutes. That's a long time. It's a long, long time. I don't want to be in the hospital right now, or I just med kit out. I really don't care. It's morphine. It's cheap, right? And then you can use empty blood bags. Just make your own blood bags, which is always nice because they're pretty cheap. Um, Going back into that, intravenous therapy, is it a requirement? No. And the reason why it's not a requirement anymore is because recently they added a new medical item, this syrup stuff. I don't know how to pronounce it personally. But basically, this syrup thingy will automatically hospitalize you for 60 to 90 minutes. Now, that's great and all. That's $85,000. We don't want to be spending that much money, which it probably will come down. We don't want to be spending that much money just to go and self-hospitalize. Now, there are other methods to self-hospitalize. You can either train or you can fly when you're selling, because then people can't mug you. However, when you do land, you have a 15-second grace period. For example, let's say you fly to Argentina. You have a 15 seconds grace period in Argentina until someone can attack you. The next thing you can do is you can go to the casino and play Russian roulette. If you fail at Russian roulette, you will die and you will go to the hospital. I believe it is for at least 30 minutes. However, it's just not very reliable. I wouldn't personally recommend it to anybody. I would just stick with getting intravenous therapy, or if you have a buttload of extra money, use it on the syrup. However, again, I would say intravenous therapy is by far the number one thing, at least out of education, that you can get, that'll help you on your journey for trading. Um, so, anyways, now you know what the education is. Super simple, super easy. You just want to get intravenous therapy. I'm just going to close some of these tabs because I have a million of them. Intravenous therapy, and that allow you to self-hospitalize. This will protect your money that you're currently selling in your bazaar. And we will do a little tiny recap on all those things right there. Okay, so that pretty much covers all of the requirements. Now these next parts, I would say are required because it will make your life easier. However, other people would say just make a spreadsheet or anything like that. But first, we're going to start moving on to the main, one of the main websites that I use personally, that is very, very strong in the trading sphere because it does a lot of the work for you. So instead of you trading with somebody and trying to figure out, okay, so a blood bag is $16,000, I want to buy it for 5%. Instead of going there, opening up a calculator, and then doing the whole math thing, this next website pretty much just does the whole thing for you, as well as having a little bit of a price list for you. So we're going to come up here. We're going to look at this website. This website is called tornexchange.com. Now, there are other websites that people use. I personally am a Torn Exchange user. It's free, meaning that I don't have to pay for it whatsoever. There's another website which I will cover. However, the premium version of it you do have to pay for. Not real money. It's Torn money. It's one Xanax, or I believe 800,000 a week to use. Anyways, that's I don't want to use a Xanax a day. Anyways, Torn Exchange basically allows you to control a plethora of items and have them all displayed, as a price list. It's easy. If somebody wants to buy something or sell something to you, they can ask, hey, I want to buy, let's say any DVD. I want to buy an erotic DVD. I'm going to do a happy jump. Or sorry, I want to sell you an erotic DVD. I've already finished my happy jump. This guy sells them to me for 3.2 million. That doesn't seem like a bad deal. I'm sure it's probably like 3.5, 3.8, but hey, the traders always have to make money. as well as you having the guarantee that you're most likely not going to get mugged by anybody after you get that money. There are some scum traders out there. Don't think that someone will not mug you just because they are a trader. They will do it, especially if they know that they're stronger than you. However, I always say don't mug your customers, because if you mug your customers, they're not going to come back. And bad press is really bad press. We don't want that. We want to grow our clientele. We want to make sure that we're constantly putting our feet out there to tell everybody, hey, we're a reliable trader, we're fast, we're fair, and most importantly, we're not going to mug you for the hard-earned money that you just got for selling something to me, because I'm going to make money off of it anyways, right? Now, there's a few things that can go into this. So first, you're going to go to your Torn Exchange website. It's going to look something like this. When you come into the Torn Exchange, it's going to tell you to join now. You're going to have your API key. This, you know, you can get it. It's going to tell you where you can find your API key. It's going to show you right here. Now I'm just going to block out all this because, that would really suck if you guys saw this stuff right here, right? But then you can put it into your API key here. I'm also going to block that because I don't really want anybody to see all that stuff. Anyways, it'll basically make an account for you. Super simple, super easy. You're going to come up to this screen. You're going to be able to see all the top traders, so the different bits of traders that are all right here. You can copy some of the stuff that they have. Why try to forge your own path when... Alrighty, and we're back. Sorry, my recording software for whatever reason decided to stop. Anyways, continuing. You're able to check all the top traders here. You can copy them. Why worry about climbing through the jungle when the jungle has already been climbed through and there's markings, right? This guy is the number one trader here on Torn Exchange, so why not see what he has for his prices and things like that, see what he's buying. From there, you're going to go to your price list. Now, your price list, again, is the same page. You're going to change your prices, and you can set these to whatever you want. You can choose what you want to buy. You can, choose not to buy something, whether it's a melee weapon, a primary, armor, medical supplies, things like that. You can choose what you want to buy, whatever it is you want to buy. So, let's say, for example, a car. We use a car as an example. So the left place is going to be the set price, and the right is going to be the profit margin. This is the one you really want to worry about, is the profit margin. Basically, this is the amount underneath market value that you'll be buying. So let's say, for example, let's talk about the Aston Martin. The Aston Martin's 1.3 million, and we want to buy it for only 5% of that. So basically, we put that in there, and it does the math for us. See, and my computer is already loading. It's trying to load it into the system, so it puts it on my Torn Exchange, so people know. Yeah, see right here, price list updated. Now I'm someone who's not going to buy cars, so I'm going to actually click this little button here and not worry about it, and then click submit. You can do this for every single item, whether it's a supply pack, flowers, plushies, in this case cars, medical items, things like that, melee weapons, all that good stuff. And you can do it all in one go as well. If you want an entire category of, let's say, for example, electronics to be 10% profit margin, so you buy 10% under market value, then you can totally do that. You click fill and it fills all these out for you. Makes your life a million times easier. Now, basically, at this point, you can fiddle around with this, do it anything you'd like. Do you want to buy, gold plated AK-47? Go for it. You can totally do that. Set your profit margin. Bada bing, bada boom, you're good. You're clicked and good to go. However, just because you say you want to buy it doesn't mean someone's going to sell it to you for that exact price. When we come up to the trading segment, there's always going to be people who are going to be demanding more than what you're willing to pay for. This is where having a price list is very, very strong, because you can tell people, hey, I have a set price list. This is what I like to stick to. Now, of course, make deals. If someone's selling you something with a very good deal, or is going to be a recurring customer that'll sell you at a specific price point, or maybe you just like this person a lot more than other people, always cut them a deal. Remember, you want to keep your clientele happy, and you want to make sure they're going to come back to sell you more. Anyways, from this point forward on the price list, go ahead and mess around with it. Do whatever you want. Go ahead and pause the video if you're already here, and just figure out what you want to buy. And maybe you want to strictly just buy, I don't know, jewelry. Maybe you strictly just want to buy flowers, and you don't want to buy anything else, right? You can do that. Now, another thing to mention is you can buy flower sets. However, I don't recommend you do that unless you have the education for the museum's finish. The education for the museum, which is the bachelor's degree, will basically allow you to turn in your flower set for a set of points. So you exchange your items for points, and you also get, I believe, a 6% more market value or 6% more value of worth of points over your flower set if you were to sell them. However, that takes time, and we're not worrying about the market or the museum. Right now, we're just worrying about our price list and how we're trading. If you want tips or anything like that on how to buy certain things at certain market prices, certain market values, you can kind of see how I have mine. Flowers are at 2. Go ahead and send me a message, especially if you're in my company or my faction, or if you don't already know yourself, you already know what you're doing. Anyways, next part, the very, 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 very strong part about Torn Exchange, which is I very like, is the trade calculator. The trade calculator is very, very simple. So first, you're going to go ahead and have yourself a trade. We'll use one of my most recent trades. For example, we'll do this one. So this trade I had a little while ago, and this person added a lot of different items. So the way that this calculator is going to work is you're going to put in the trading log what those people put in. So basically, we come back to the trade. Dobler, Lloyd Dobler is the person who added stuff. So basically, all we're going to do is we're going to copy and paste that in, highlight, Control C, or you can highlight, right click if you don't already know. Go to Torn Exchange, and you're going to go ahead and paste that in here. Boom, just like that. Don't worry if it has a top part, it doesn't really matter. This is basically going to run a calculator that's going to go ahead and show you every single bit for the camel plushies, the monkey plushies, and also the Tribuluzamanet, the flower you can buy at the Amenities, right? You click calculate, and it's going to tell you every bit of information you're going to want to know, including how much profit you're going to make off this trade. This is where you can either decline the trade or you can go ahead with the trade. Now, of course, I buy at a 2% profit margin, so I'll be making 2% on all of these little doodads here. So this entire camel plushie, I'm going to make about $53,460 off of it. Doesn't seem like a lot, but remember, plushies move fast, and so do flowers. So basically, all this does here is this makes you have your trade be super simple, super easy. All you have to do next is copy this, go back to your trade, just like I did here, and say, awesome, just give me a moment. So when you're running it through your calculator, you run it through the calculator, awesome, your total today is $9,620,910. You go to your stock market, you pick out the money, you put it into your trade. Bada bing, bada boom, you accept the trade. Stonks right there. Look at that. We just made profit. Great job. And all you had to do was go to your Torn Exchange calculator. Now at this point, you can hit confirm trade, and it'll move to your analytics, which we'll actually go look at right now. I'm not going to click it because I already did it. This will allow you to look at your analytics, see how much total profit you made, average profit per trade, unique sells, things like that. If that's something you're really into, if you're someone who's very analytical, who likes to look at all your trades and things like that, you can 100% do that. You'll see all of your trade history right here. Now, keep in mind, you only will see stuff right here in your receipt history if you hit confirm. So don't hit confirm right off the bat, because there will be people who will start trades with you and either disagree with the trade because they don't like the price you gave them, or simply because you took too long and they didn't want to finish their transaction. So don't click confirm until you know for a fact that trade is guaranteed. Now, if you click view here, you'll go ahead and see your receipt history. So you can see that I bought 14 horse heads from this guy for 864,000 for a total of about 12.1 million. And this is basically the money I sent him. Now I usually send this to all of my clients so they know that, hey, I kept track of this. I know that you're a seller. You're more than welcome to come back, and I will remember your name. I have plenty of people who added me on their friends list and constantly come back to sell me things. For example, a little logo. I have a few in here that I wasn't necessarily using the tracker for at the time. However, it's always nice when people say, that they're going to come back and do things like that. Now there is another website, Arson Warehouse. Bonk, I can't spell. Arson Warehouse is another website that you can use. And I don't have my API key for it at the moment. Okay, I just got my API key because I kind of forgot about it. Remember me, sign in. Arson Warehouse is another place that's really nice. However, I don't personally use it for the very reason that you send one Xanax to this person. I believe they're the ones who created it, which gives you basically time of premium subscription. This also gives you a price list. Prices are automatically updated. Torn Exchange does that for free, as well as giving you receipts. You get your receipts here, as well as trade history. You get trade history here. Um, basically, it's the same thing, but you don't get the essence of the trade calculator, and you don't get any of that fun stuff done for you. You don't get a cool analytics site or anything like that. They have foreign stock, which is nice if that's something you like to do. Um, you have your price list, which I believe I have one still. You have your price list here. Now on the PDA on your phone, if you have the PDA, Arsenal Warehouse is directly integrated into your PDA. I don't use it, so I never knew what the integration did. But this is another place that a lot of people use when it comes to trading. I am personally someone who does not use it. However, if you're someone who does not like how Torn Exchange works and you find the simplicity of Arsenal Warehouse so much better, go ahead and use Arsenal Warehouse. I'm someone who doesn't use it personally, but if it's something that makes you more comfortable or do you feel better with it, go for it. Just remember, Arsenal Warehouse is another place that you can use, but I personally, excuse me, do not use it. Okay, so at this point, you pretty much got everything. You have a way to protect your money. You have your stock market, which will be over here. You have your stock market, which will protect your money. Bada bing, bada boom. Plus, you get benefit blocks. You get your travel agency, so you can fly everywhere to make your starting money, which will allow you to trade and do other things like that. You got your points from your points market, so you got some left over. That's cool. You can sell those or you can keep them. I personally, honestly, need to buy some more. And you now know how the trading system works rather simplistically. There's not necessarily too much that goes too into it. In the next portion, I'll go ahead and take you through two live trades, um, and show you the thought process that I have in my brain as I'm doing it. I'll walk you through it and everything like that. You also know of the two websites that you can use: Torn Exchange, which is my personal favorite, as well as Arsenal Warehouse. Um, and that's pretty much it to cover. However, I will tell you there is one other thing that I have never seen in any of the other guides, at least I personally have not seen in any of the guides that I've written. And that is going to be something that is super, super, super nice if you're someone who's lazy like me. And that's the use of trade chat. Trade chat, it's a no-brainer, right? You should use trade chat to say that, hey, I want to buy this, I'm selling this, yada yada yada, right? No one's going to know you're buying stuff unless you put it out there. So yeah, you can just copy, and you can paste and you can put it in there. You can 100% do that. You get access to this little awesome guy here, this notepad, if you are a subscriber or a donator. However, if you don't have access to that, you can just put it on your desktop, or if you're on your phone, you can put it in your notes, put it into like a little text document or something like that. But for someone like me, I have the ability of doing this. However, this next little tip isn't about the trade window or even the idea of using your little notepad here, is the fact that there are actually other players out here who do the advertising for you, obviously for a fee. Um, some of those people I personally use a lot, which I'll actually pull up right now. This is what I'm talking about right here. This is an ad agency run by White Lion. Now, I've been using them for, I want to say, pretty much 90% of my time trading. Yes, they're going to cost you money. However, they're going to have taken a massive weight off your shoulders for constantly having to, okay, I got to copy this, I got to put this in, I got to remember to do it every minute, and then I'm going to be working on trades and things like that. Yes, it's a bit of a not necessarily need, but it is something that is nice to do. And honestly, in my personal experience, these guys are reasonably priced and they also offer discounts for bulk hours. You don't have to use all the hours in one go, however. These guys are absolutely perfect. They'll help you with an ad. They actually made mine. They'll help with the tiny URLs, things like that. And for the most part, they'll help you tips, tricks, whatever you want. There are other players who will sign up for it and they'll go ahead and put your stuff here in the trading. People will always click start trade, and that's pretty much 90% of the time how I do it. I paid for 10 hours and I ended up making all my money back in the first like hour and a half, right? Super simple, super easy. The Discord's right here. I'm also going to put it down in the description below, as well as a link to this forum, just in case if you're someone who wants to read over this, see how they do their advertising, read their fine print, anything like that. Um, Prices are obviously non-negotiable. However, they're great people. They'll help you. Absolutely massive. This is something that has made my life a million times easier as someone who's very busy I'll tell them, hey, I want an hour of ads to go up. They'll put it up. I'll go make some food, be gone for an hour. I'll get a message on my phone, hey, a trade has started. Boom. I'm not even on my computer. I'm making money. So that's pretty much the last little thing I wanted to cover before we get into the next segment, which is going to be the trading. Super simple, super easy. So let's go ahead and recap here the basic requirements in order for us to properly get into trading. Requirement number one, we want to be able to fly. Being able to fly will open up a myriad of doors, meaning making more money. More money is always good. More money means I can buy drugs, I can trade, I can train, and I can overall better my quality of life of playing this amazing video game that we call Torn. Second, I want to be able to buy a bazaar as well as a stock ticker. Now, the stock ticker is more of an optional thing. If you're someone who likes to hold all your value in items and assets, you can do that. However, I feel the stock ticker will be a no-brainer eventually, as why would you not want passive income? Your bazaar is absolutely necessary. Again, you can get your bazaar um, using your points here inside the points building. Um, you can get your bazaar and you can buy it, which I believe is like 100 points or 250 points. I honestly can't remember off the top of my head. Um, from that point forward, more money is more capital. So the more money you can work with, the bigger trades you can run. So that's why we want to be able to fly. We want to be at least level 15. Can you do it before level 15? Absolutely. Is it a good idea? Not really. My personal opinion, I don't think it's a good idea. I think you should hit level 15 ASAP. There's some guides out there that you can do it in as little as 10 days if you're like really going hard at it. Next requirement, or well, not necessarily a requirement, use a website. Use Torn Exchange if you don't already use it. Make your life easier. Work smarter, not harder, right? We want to make this as an easy of an experience as you possibly can. You don't want to be there slugging the calculator in your Excel spreadsheet trying to figure out how the hell am I going to get the exact profit I want when this thing has a built-in calculator that does it all for you. Super simple, super easy. You have Torn Exchange or you have Arson Warehouse, whatever one you prefer. Um, After that, set your price list, get yourself out there. I highly recommend that you go to the ad service. Again, their forum will be posted in the bottom. I highly recommend it. They have a Discord where they do all their transactions. Actually, I believe I have it pulled up right here. Yes, super, super simple, super easy. This Discord will be all their transactions right here. They have a little ticket system. You open up that ticket, and you go ahead and pay for all these, amazing things. Now, the ad service isn't just for trading. I used it for my company, which, is good or bad depending on whoever you ask. You use it for whatever you want. They're an ad service. They will do it as long as you pay them. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I would say. So again, level 15, 50 to 75 million. That way you have some capital you can work with. You have your bazaar and your stock ticker. Uh, from there, you want to set up a price list as well as the ability to calculate fast, whatever it is you're trading. You know how to do that. And then finally, make your life easy. Go with the ad agency. These guys are great. These people, and if you don't know their names, it's Olivia Yu and White Lion. Absolutely amazing people. They've been amazing people to me. They've worked with me when I first came in. Absolutely fantastic experience. Recommend them 130,000%. I personally will not be going to anyone else for any of my ads, even if they try to offer it to me cheaper. This is, these people are amazing. From that point forward, that's pretty much everything in this next segment of the video. I'm going to go ahead and do two trades right in front of you so you can go ahead and get an understanding of what my thought process is, how I go through it, and see how simple it actually is. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns about this first segment or portion, go ahead and either message me on Torn. If you don't know, my thing is for Torn. This is my number and my name. Go ahead and send me a message, mail, chat, whatever you want to do. Or you can go ahead and contact me through my YouTube channel. You can put a comment. I'll figure it out. We'll talk there. Whatever's necessary, right? Other than that, I'll see you guys in the next portion of the video. I'll see you guys soon. Alright, so super simple, super easy. We just got a trade that came in. It's this one right here, Pretty Flowers. So we already got Torn Exchange open. We got the trading window open. So from now, So we're gonna do awesome. Anything else for today? And make sure you click add. You can't click enter as much as it sucks because it just doesn't send it. And so while this person's doing their own thing, typing up a response, what you're gonna do is you're gonna highlight this. Now you can do this on your phone too if you have Torn Exchange open. You're gonna highlight this. You're gonna copy it. Right click copy or Control C. You come to your price list. Now, if you're not on your price list range, you can just click on your name and the calculator will be right here. Basically, all you're going to do is you're going to Control V. Don't worry if this is up here, that's fine. Or if it really bothers you, you can go back. You're going to click calculate. It's going to tell you everything on the list that you're buying, as well as how much you're going to be buying it for. So I'm going to be sending him 4.2 million. Make a total profit of 87,000. Doesn't sound like a lot, yes, but trades do add up over time. Trust me when I say that. Trades do add up over time. This person doesn't say anything, so what we're going to do is we're going to highlight it. We're going to highlight the grand total. Again, you can do this on your phone. It'll just be on the bottom section. It'll be down here. And then basically you're going to say, if so, then your total will be bonk. Add that bad boy. It goes into the trade log. Always type in trade log. There's times where people will talk to you down here. That's okay. That's fine. The reason why we want everything here in the trade log is just I don't know. Everybody's like not today, whatever. People are weird like that. But it's always very good to type in the trade log that way. If anything happens, you at least have a thing for it. So then what we're gonna do is we're gonna stock trade and come over here. We're gonna pull our money, and then basically you're just gonna pull out however much money you need. So for me, I need 4 million. So we're gonna do not 5,000. We'll do 10,000. Sell, confirm transaction, trade. You're going to add the money, copy the money, paste it in there. The money will then go into the trade, and just because we like to be a little cautious, put the money back. And you accept the trade. Now, when it comes to accepting the trade, you have to do it twice. You have to accept it, and then you got to accept it again. The trade will not go forward whatsoever until you hit the second trade. Go back to the trade. Because then they're going to look at it, they're going to say, okay, cool, they hit the trade button or the accept button, and then they got to hit it again. You have to do this every single time you do a trade. Boom, trade's done. They accepted the trade. Awesome. We go back to trade exchange, confirm trade. You have a receipt right here, so we're gonna pop in here with the receipt so we can see everything. Who bought stuff? So me. Who sold it to me? The elf. This is everything. A little markdown, the quantity, price, how much they got, for each individual item. And this is gonna be their total down here. So then what we're gonna do is we're gonna copy this. We're gonna go to the elf. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to send a message. I prefer sending a message. Right, boom. Now, this is something that you can make up on your own. I already have one that's made, so here's my trade receipt. Basically just going to copy that, or actually I'm going to do, I'm going to do this one down here. Basically, I'm going to copy it, just send it in there. Now, the reason why I want to do this, right, in case you're wondering why, sorry, I'm going to go back to him. In case you're wondering why I'm doing all this, is because you want to have people see that you're giving out receipts so people know that you're not just, trading and then not doing other things. Now you can do this, but also the reason is they said leads to your Torn Exchange, and your Torn Exchange page, my price list, there's a button here called reviews, and people can click on that and that'll go directly to your forum. This is something you can link in the settings. And then you can have people down here, fast and fair trade, great trade, really fast prices. And this, when people look at your shit, and they see that you have a forum where a lot of people are saying that you're fucking fire, it's very, very good. Good publicity. Good publicity. So then what we're gonna do is we're going to not that one. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go into the receipt, copy the money, replace the money that we have here, because that's not how much they paid for. And you're gonna copy the link up here. Again, you can do this all on mobile. And then basically just gonna copy and paste that. You're gonna hit spacebar. If that doesn't work, go down here, backspace, spacebar. That doesn't work again. And delete one end of it. Boom. There you go. You want to make sure that's purple. So it says, howdy the elf. Thank you for your trade. The total will be blank. This will be your receipt, which is the receipt you just made. Don't forget to write my price list. Have a nice day. Boom. Sent. And most of the time people won't really do anything with it. But the times that people do come up here and give you a little bump up, it's always nice because you also get placed right back on top of the trading post. So you get placed all right here, and people are always buying and selling stuff. Ratings are great. Ratings are amazing. When I see a guy right here who says he buys rank war caches and he has over 1,000 upvotes, plus he's chilling, even though it's kind of hard to see. Um, you know that he's badass. You know you're chilling. You don't have to worry about anybody scamming you or you scamming them, right? So on and so forth. The more reputation you build in the community, the better. And that's pretty much it. That's the entirety of how to do the trade. The trades are super easy, super simple. Um, and now that you guys understand, see how I kind of do it. So again, you get the trade. Walk through it real quick. We'll get the trade, right? Person will say put what they want, and then all you do is you put it into your calculator, hit calculate. It'll calculate everything here on the right side of the screen. You can amend things too if there's like, oh, okay, I'll sell the flowers for, instead of 10,000, I'll sell them for 7,000. You can change that number interchangeably. Here, I'll show you how to do that right now. Just use this one. Calculate. See, let's say 10,907. This person will say, I'll sell you the flowers for 5,000. You go ahead and put that in there. You click off. Boom. More profit. It'll generate everything, and you're good to go. And you click from trade and all that good stuff. Super simple, super easy. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much the end of the entirety of the trading guide. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please message me in the company chat, send me mail, chat me regularly on Torn. Again, if you don't exactly remember what my stuff is, which you should, right here, all that good stuff. Um, yeah, have a fantastic day, fantastic night, and see you guys out there.